Let me show you how to easily enable, use, and then customize standby mode on your iPhone. Before we begin, you need to make sure that you're up to date on the latest iOS release. Standby mode was released with iOS 17, so make sure that you're at least on that. To turn on standby mode, start by opening the Settings app on your home screen. Once you're inside of Settings, scroll down a little bit here, and in the 5th section down, you'll see Standby. Choose that. By default, Standby should be enabled. If it's not though, enable it by swiping the slider here on the top right. Standby automatically turns on when your iPhone is locked, plugged into a charger, and then turned onto its side. When it's turned on and working, it displays items like the clock, widgets, and more. Tap Display. Inside of here, you have a few options on how the display looks and acts. You can have your display turn off when the iPhone is off and in a dark room. You can set the time that it does this in with automatic, after 20 seconds, or never. I'll leave it to the default automatic. Next is night mode, which will lower the display into an ambient red tint so the display isn't so bright in a dark room. And finally, motion to wake. This will wake the standby mode display when motion is detected near the phone. I'll go ahead and leave both of these turned on, which is going to be default. Finally, you can allow standby to show you notifications that come through, and you can have it only show them once you tap the screen. I'll enable this option since I don't need to see every complete notification at night. One last thing to make sure to set is make sure that your screen rotation is not locked. It shouldn't be locked unless you've set it manually that way, but to check, open Control Center by swiping down from the top right of your screen, and then make sure that this lock icon here is not enabled. If it is, go ahead and turn it off. Okay, now that we have all this set up, let's go ahead and enter standby. Plug your iPhone into a charger or on a wireless charger, lock it, and then turn the iPhone sideways. Let it sit without touching it and give it a second, and you'll then see the display enter standby. Now that you're in standby, you can leave it as is, or you can customize the screen and widget layout. To change a widget, you can just swipe up or down on one to quickly choose between another. By default, Smart Rotate's going to be turned on. What this does is rotates through the widgets throughout the night. But if you want a widget like the clock here to never change, just press and hold on it, and then inside of here, turn off Smart Rotate. That will then stick this widget, in this situation the clock, and then not change it on you. While you're in here, you can change the widgets again or use suggestions. You can also add a new one with the plus sign here on the top left. When you do, you'll enter the widget store where you can choose from all the widgets you have installed on your device. And to remove a widget from your options, just select the minus symbol on the widget. When you're finished editing, hit done to exit. And finally, back here on the main display, you can swipe left, enter your passcode if you're asked, and then you'll enter photo display mode. You can then swipe up and down to rotate through the images that are in your gallery. To exit back out of the photo gallery, just swipe back to the right. And that's how you enable, edit, and then use the new standby mode inside of iOS 17.